What's going on, YouTube? It's Kilo Kaneki here. Today, I'm thinking of doing something kind of related to part of my YouTube name, Kaneki. So the reason I chose this name is obviously because of Ken Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. It's my favorite anime. High key, there are plenty of amazing anime. The reason why I am claiming this one in particular is my favorite is because I bought merch. I really don't buy anything that costs more than $5 if it really doesn't pertain to food most of the time. I see that obviously shoes have to cost more than $5. But me, let's say if I'm looking at any type of clothing and I just look at it, it look back at me, I look back at it, I say, nah, I don't need that. I don't need that right now. But I did pay $20 at the mall for a Tokyo Ghoul shirt. That being said, that brings me to the topic of this video. Some of my favorite or standout moments in anime. So the very first one that I'll go ahead and get out of the way at the moment is from Tokyo Ghoul. The moment Ken Kaneki is being tortured, and in his head there's some other stuff going on. He has Rize messing with him and his psyche already, but when he's tortured, he's getting digit by digit toes and fingers cut off. And there's a moment where I believe it's a millipede, gets put into his ear. So that's a different kind of torture. This whole time he's being asked to count down from 1,000 by 7. This is just so that he is still mentally here. He can't get away from being tortured. He has to feel every moment of it. Mainly because Yamori, the person that's doing the torturing, had also undergone, whatever the correct word is, the same torture method. But the moment in particular that had me is when he was freed from his chair and then decides to pull that millipede out of his ear and puts it in Yamori's ear and then asks him, what is 1,000 minus 7? Gangster, boy! You can't tell me that ain't gangster. Come on now. Attack on Titan. Plenty of people rock with Attack on Titan. It's one of the more bigger name animes. If anyone mentions anime today, Attack on Titan gets pulled up in the conversation. In season 3. So if you haven't watched season 3, don't get mad at me. But when Levi pulls up on the Beast Titan, the Beast Titan gets warned. Hey, this one dude, Levi, be wary of him whenever we pull this mission off. Beast Titan like, Levi, name doesn't ring a bell to your boy. I'm Gucci. All right. For the exact moment when Levi Ackerman, he's slaying these other Titans, coming up to the Beast Titan side. So he's out of the field of vision until he actually pulls up. the animation done for this scene alone. Okay. Levi swirling up, all up and down dude's arms. Swing! Only just in time to make it to where he doesn't really make the full connect where the spinal cord is on the neck. Breaks down the Beast Titan. Gets him to where he has his sword in the dude that's inside the Beast Titan's mouth. But then he thinks on something. I think, personally, at that moment, let me be Levi. I don't know if I would try to think of, oh, let me get some blood sample in this valve real quick. I wouldn't have thought about that. I'd have just went through with the rest of the motion. You could still get the blood after you killed him. So that's why I'm kind of confused on that, just a little bit. But the scene itself, right before that one particular moment, fire. So this next one, Death Note. Highly acclaimed. Very few people frown upon, but everyone agrees that there is a stopping point, but the anime still continues. But I'm not getting into that. I'm also not going to bring up the chip scene because everybody always brings up the chip scene. So instead, I'm going to go with whenever Light Yagami decides to murder Ray Pinberg. Ray Pinberg was an American FBI agent that was put on the case of, well, the Kira case in Japan. And he had another reason to actually go to Japan. Whenever he is tasked with telling Light to see if Light is Kira, Light decides to have a little fun. He's like, I'm gonna go ahead and take dude out. Well, he actually does the deed. The reason why I think that one in particular for the whole show is wild is because up until that point, Light followed more of a code to really only target criminals. This is a man that's on the correct side of the law, and he still decides to take him down because it risks Light being found out. And it was Ray Pinberg's last day doing that job. Light was a little too quick on the draw on that one. GOAT status! GOAT status! Hunter, Hunter. I don't pronounce that X in the middle. You're not supposed to pronounce the X in the middle. Don't worry about it. Anyways, Hunter, Hunter, my lord. Now, technically speaking, the creator of Hunter, Hunter did not finish the anime. So, not sure if there's going to be more to come. It would be dope, but I'm not sure yet. There's so many dope moments. I'm going to go with when the dodgeball scene happens. So Gon, he goes all out. He is ready to totally defeat Razor. Now, Gon uses his Nin ability. He gets all of his aura soaked into this one moment. Killua is holding the dodgeball steady. So all Gon got to do is just lay it in, which he does. That ball comes flying over the Razor. Razor's thinking to himself, I could dodge this, but I don't want to dodge this. Instead, I'm going to throw it back at him. Now, I already know I'm about to lose because of the speed of this dodgeball that's coming at me. But on the off chance, Gone's pride is going to get the best of him, and he's going to want to throw this back some kind of how. They don't have the ability to do this. So, Razor launches it back over. My throat was dry right there. Launches it back over. And everyone that's on standby is like, oh my gosh, why did Razor do this? Razor, you already lost. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Razor's like, but Gone's pride. Gone's looking at it. He's ready to launch it back over because he does want to totally win. He wants total annihilation. Gon ends up passing out. Why did I bring this up? Because Hisoka, one of the first antagonists brought to Gon, uses bungee gum to launch it back at Razor because he knows Gon wants to win the way Gon wants to win, total annihilation. And I think that is pretty amazing. GOAT status! GOAT status! Monster. You want to talk about a thriller? This one in particular follows Dr. Tenma. Well, Kenzo Tenma. And the moment that I want to talk about is while Kenzo is following up trying to find Johan, the antagonist of the show, he wants to go to his old classmate Rudy. They had a few university courses together in their doctoral studies. They were different kind of doctors though. Tenma is a doctor that will operate on your brain, your body, where Rudy is a forensics kind of psychiatrist doctor. I think he's a forensic psych. So Rudy sees Kenzo at his doorstep. He's like, hey, I know about you, boy. You're that person that murdered such and such, right? That was you. So after Kenzo shows up to Rudy's office and then leaves, Rudy and his salty personality did not want to believe Kenzo, and instead calls the authorities. He calls law enforcement. Says, hey, I know where Kenzo is. I'm supposed to meet him at this place, and you all can arrest him then. All right, but when you do arrest him, I need him to be able to be evaluated by me personally, because I want to see what actually caused him to want to murder other people. And whenever Rudy continues about his actual job, this one person that's in prison actually shows him that the monster is real and tells him where to go for his own proof. And then sees a description that was given to him by Kenzo matches with these cutout images that are placed where the prisoner committed his heinous acts, and says there's truth to this. Kenzo might be telling the truth. I messed up. So whenever he meets Kenzo again in this episode, at this moment he's saying, hey, the law enforcement, they're all around, they're watching us, they're every which way. I got you a bus ticket. I'm sorry, this should not have happened, but I want you to get away. Here's the information I did find out. The person that you're going after is real. I apologize. Then he confesses He says, man, I know you caught me cheating. That's why he was salty, because he said, I know you know I was cheating in class. Then Kendo said, what are you talking about? I cheated too. All it takes is just talking to somebody, and that could have got cleared up way faster. But it's a really dope moment, and everyone should watch Monster. It's fire. You knew this was coming. You knew it was coming. Naruto, because there's plenty of fantastic moments. Also, a whole lot of people think this is one of the big three. They goat this themselves. Fire. I don't really have to say too much on this one. The moment that I'm going to go with, though, jeez Louise, I'm going to stick with Naruto versus Pain. The reason being is because you had to watch Jiraiya face Pain beforehand. You saw how they was giving Jiraiya trouble. And by the time Naruto is already there to fight Pain, his village is decimated. Just a huge crater with rubble going around the border of the village. And anyone that's still alive is taking refuge in that rubble. I believe I said rubble. So, the moment in particular that I want to talk about or scene is when Naruto is pinned down with these rods, and Hinata wants to go to Naruto's rescue because Naruto's handling Pain by himself and no one really has went out to help. But she sees Naruto down, and one of the few moments that he is down, and goes to his rescue because Naruto is always there to help Hinata in her time of need when nobody else did. And she's trying to pull these rods out of Naruto. And then Pain, being a savage, wants Naruto to know what pain is. Tosses her up, throws her into the earth's crust, honestly. And Naruto just rages out. And internally is wanting to have the weight of the world on his shoulders. Because he wants there to be peace. He wants peace the way that he sees it necessary, that not too many people are able to actually execute, by wanting to have a conversation, to talk it out. And Pain is already past talking stages. He sees Naruto raging out, goes ahead and tries to put him into essentially what an earth-made moon would be, because he's just pulling out materials from the earth to create this moon, and also pulling Naruto into it, where Kurama is unleashing the seal that was put on to Naruto, and Naruto's just ready to give up and take the seal off. That's when his father pops up to talk to his son. Top tier plot moment. All of that encompassed in minutes. Top tier. And I've went on long enough. So those are some of the anime that I've watched. And a favorite moment I've pulled from each. May not be my absolute favorites from each. I would have to watch all of them all over again and rank each moment, and that's a lot. So I really went with what popped in my head first, and what was impactful, and what was dope, and what was animated crisp, beautifully. Chef's kiss. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's your boy Kilo Kaneki. I'm out. Have a blessed one.